What is going on, everybody? Glad that you could stop by today. Thanks for tuning into the channel. I was thinking on the way down here today, I was like, how many times do we actually pass by or over areas and not fish them when we're getting ready to head out to our favorite spot? And so today what we're going to do is we're going to fish the spots that we went over. Just did the intro to this, and I hadn't even got the planer board on this thing yet, and I think it's been hit. Well, if I can get this in the boat, at least the skunk's out of it, right? I'll take a dink just to get the smell out. Look at this little guy. Lord of mercy. I can't even get these rods out. I've already had 2 dinks, which I'm not going to complain about that. That's a good start to the morning. Played hooky from work to come out and fish. Hadn't fished in probably a month. And so yeah, I was thinking today, I was like, you know, how many times have I drove by these little channels and stuff around these islands and not really checked them out because I'm going further down the lake to a spot where I think they might be bigger fish, and not scanned this area. So I came through here this morning and I scanned a little bit, and it was just absolutely full, and we're not in very deep water. We're in about 17 foot of water right now. I don't like catching small channel cats, but you know, we're catching fish. I marked a few bigger ones that were tucked in the corner of the old river ledge in the bottom of it. So maybe here in a little bit we'll hook up on one of those. We'll have to see. I'm going to pull this out probably I don't know, a quarter mile, see what it does. If it doesn't put out, I'll move to a different area. But like I said, today's going to be, let's fish some areas that I've overlooked today. Like I said, I've been dragging this river channel that it goes around the island, and so it goes around the back and the front, both sides of it, and it comes together into the main old river channel. And I've been doing nothing but picking up little dinky channel rats. But that's okay. We've caught some fish. It definitely beats getting skunked, that's for sure. Planer board is running sideways, and we're gonna throw out this little sabaki rig and try to catch us some perch on this perch rod. It's always good to have other options for bait, just in case. Oh, he's taking off. That one hadn't been in the water long at all. Either I'm hung or that's a decent fish. Yep. I guess I'll have to check that in a minute, because that got, the way it was rolling, it looked like it was a decent fish. I'd like to see one take some drag. But that's the way it is sometimes. When you get a solid snag, as it looks like these planer boards that you've got a whopper and you don't have nothing. Let's see if we can get something on that little perch rod. Because I've seen a few bait balls that look like they could have been perched that I've already ran over. There's two little humps that's coming up here. I like to drag over those and see if there's any fish holding on the backside of them or around them. You can never tell where the fish may be. I've been told that all you need is like a 2-foot rise or a 2-foot dip, and sometimes that can hold fish as structure. I haven't really tested that theory. Ran into a guy at the boat ramp earlier, and he was talking about how that catfish aren't hard to catch. He said that he caught one on his spinnerbait the last time he was out bass fishing, and what that tells me is that tells me that catfish are predators. There's a misnomer that they're all bottom feeders and, you know, eating trash off the bottom. But I tell you what, if you get a 2 or 3 pound blue and you cut that scent line out of it, that's some good white meat. You know, right there goes one, right there goes one. Get it. Oh, that's a nice spot. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. There you go. I got you. Hey. If I can work it up around here. He don't feel too big, but I think he's decent. We will definitely see here in a second. I need to get this little rod out of here if you'll stay buttoned up for a second. Oh, he might be bigger than I think he is. He's hammered down on that joker. Get some other side of the boat here for a second. This is a heavy action 5-foot rod too by Slime Cat Rods, and so it doesn't bend too easy. So hopefully he's a 10-pounder or so. I shouldn't let that rod tip dip like that. Oh yeah, he's got a little fight to him, or her. Looks like I got another one going right here too, unless this one's in that one. Nope, that might be one right there. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. Looks like about 12 pounds. Oh, man. That was worth the pull through here. It might be a little bigger as well. Easy. Easy. Yeah. Oh, lost the joke. Thank you very much. That was a nice little spot right there. Joker hit that thing. I thought that was another hang up like we had a while ago, but it's not. I'm not going to stick my hand in there. I don't feel like getting cut up. I'll wind up getting alcohol in my hand at work, and I'll regret doing that. Yay, yay, yay. There we go, boys and girls. Oh. Really? Calm down. Calm it down. All right, try this again. I'm gonna put you back. Calm down. Isn't that a pretty fish? All right, back you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Yeah, that last fish put me in the mind of us getting hung like that other one. That I don't know if you could see that or not, but that's what that other rod looked like when it got hung earlier. We're gonna see if we can get this joker back out, and maybe we can catch another one. Gotta love that. Spool's a little bit too loose. I'm gonna have to tighten that up just a little bit. This wind, it can't make up its mind which way that it wants to go, and pretty much just letting it kind of take me where it wants to. I don't care today. I'm just trying to keep the boat straight. But we are actually on the inside of that hump and a flat, and then on the other side over here is the river channel. I'm going to try to pull back across the bottom end of those humps we were talking about, if the wind will let me, and see if they, like I was talking about earlier, there's not some hiding on the back side of them. That fish right there was worth the trip today. It won't bother me at all to fish a few hours and come home. There was another gentleman that was up at the boat landing, and he was talking about the last time he was out, he got plumb skunked, and I said, well, you know, I said, that happens, man. I get skunked a lot. But you guys never see stuff like that. Everybody that puts videos on, they're always wanting to show, you know, the biggest fish that they caught, or a highlight reel. And so if you younger guys, kids, are watching this video and you know you're wanting to catch a big one, and all you're doing is catching little ones, don't worry about it too much, because we catch a lot of little ones too. Just keep fishing and eventually you'll get a big one. If you're really, really quiet, you can hear those birds chirp. That's like music, along with the construction hammer. So we got a melody and a beat. So we're directly on top of those humps right now, and I marked a few fish, but nothing crazy. And we may catch one, we may not on here. why it's called fishing and not catching. I think that we got one. Yeah, buddy. Come on. Try to let this one back and get out of the way. We'll see how that works. But yeah, that's why it's called fishing, not catching, because you never know what's going to happen. Go out and you just know you're going to catch one that day. Wind up not catching a thing. I'm sorry about the view. It came on the opposite side of the boat. But we'll get a look at it in a minute. Try to get this planer board off of here. Keep the tension still on the line. He's still there. Oh yeah, you're still there. It doesn't feel like a whale, but it's fighting. Feels like maybe an 8-pounder. There he is. Yeah, about a 6. I'm gonna lift him up without the net, or try to. Hey, be good. Be good. You gonna be good? Open up. I believe it's a she. She ain't wanting to play, but she's wanting to quack. I'm gonna get it, just calm down. Quack, 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 quack. Yeah, I hear you. There we go. Like I said, about a 6-pounder. Pretty little fish though. So I was sitting here, I was like, why is my planer board pulling so funny, you know? And I was like, is that a fish that's taking that planer board to the inside? And I got to looking, and I had clipped the clip on the top side instead of the bottom side, and so the planer board was pulling backwards. And so I kind of feel like I'm an idiot right now, but that's the way it is sometimes, because I was doing some other stuff at the same time. I can't multitask. I have to do one thing at a time. That's probably one of my flaws. But whatever I'm doing, it has my full undivided attention most of the time. Got some construction work going on over here. Those guys have got it made right now. They're over there in their air-conditioned, looks like a dozer and a track hoe, and they're in the shade. So that's a win, right? Used to run a Barco loader over at the wood yard, and that thing was air conditioned. Man, it was so nice in there, and as soon as you stepped outside, you thought you were going to melt. So I made a little bit of a move. There's an underwater point that's over here that I always drive right across it, and I've been told that there's mussel beds all down through across that point. And I'm showing a lot of bait fish. I'm showing a few catfish, or what I'm assuming to be catfish because they're close to the bottom. It could, I guess, be bass because sometimes they'll get down there if bait fish are down there. But I'm hoping to hook up on something. I hope you like this angle a little bit better. I know you guys are probably tired of the other angle. So we're going to try some different stuff out. I'm new to the recording stuff, so just bear with me. Things will get better over time. I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Clint Johnson, man. I seen him up underneath the machine at work, and man, he had grease all over his hands, all over his arms, elbows, crawling around on all fours. Some shavings had gotten stuck in one of the CNC machines, and it's got a trough that picks that stuff up as it's actually working, and dumps it into a bin, and it had gotten stopped up. And I mean, he's the guy over that department, and man, he was in there with the crew like he was the bottom dog in there working. And you know, I have total respect for somebody like that. And so if you're watching, Clint, I appreciate you and love you. But yeah, Clint and I, we go on a lot of fishing trips together and things as well. He loves the bass fish, trout fish. I hope you don't mind me mentioning his name on YouTube. But yeah, we went with, I'm not going to mention their name, but we'll just say it was Lake Gaston and Lake Kirk. And man, we killed it about, I don't know, 4 years ago or so. I think we caught close to 35 or 40 catfish. I think I've got the clip of us actually getting 9 fish out of his live well that filled up a Yeti 110 cooler. The funny story to that is that cooler that was filled up with fish, Clint and I, we didn't have ice. We just threw the fish in there. So we were going to stop at the convenience store and get some ice. Well, to turn into the convenience store was, the pumps were kind of up a hill. So we turned in there and we got some gas and stuff and got the ice, and we come back out, you know, and it's there at the pump and there's the hill. And so he had some other stuff in the back of his vehicle. So I popped the back of that joker open. There goes the cooler, slides out, hits the concrete. Fish fly all over the parking lot. We've got people looking at us like we're crazy, because it looks like we're double dutching trying to pick up those slick catfish out of the dadgum driveway and put them back in the cooler on ice. But we got them back home, and we had he had a fish fry. I filleted him for him on the back of my truck, and he took them home and had a big fish fry for his family and stuff. But yeah, we have a good time when we go out fishing. We need to do it more often. I've took a few people out fishing with me, and tried to put them on some decent fish. And so far, I've taken probably 4 or 5 people out, and they've caught their personal best with me, which their personal best is, any personal best is awesome. But when I'm talking about personal best, it's Lake Norman catfish. You know, a lot of people don't get to fish all the time. They're not catching big fish like I talked about a little bit earlier. You know, nothing wrong with the little fish. They're great to eat. And you know what? That's where everybody starts at. It's on the bank usually, or you know, at a pay to play place. You know, there's a lot of pay ponds around. I remember I started out at a pay pond. My mom and dad used to take me up to Twin Lakes, up next to Old Fort, North Carolina. I don't know if it's even still there or not. I haven't been up that way in years. But I never caught a fish out of there. I was trying to fish with chicken livers, and it would never stay on the dadgum hook. And every time I tried to cast it, it would sling off as a kid. Then I'd get fussed at for wasting bait. But that's the way that it goes, you know. Dad didn't fish much either, but you know, we had good times. That right there is the real fisherman. I don't know if you can see it or not. That osprey is just banging the water over here and got him about 3 good meals. Yes, so made a little bit of made a little bit of a move. There's a point that comes out right here, a little bit of a point, and it's got a rock face on it, and it drops straight off that face into about 25 foot of water. And so I'm hitting it head on, perpendicular to where it's at right now, and I'm gonna make a turn and slide down by it. And I never fish it. I drive by it all the time, and it's got a marker there and stuff. But I'm gonna see if we can't mark some fish here. I didn't drive by and scan it or anything like that. I just decided to come over this way and see if we can drag through here and maybe pick one off or whatever. But you know, those small bugs and stuff with the overlapping shrubbery and trees are going to fall into the water, so you're going to have your brim and other fish feeding off those bugs, and then predator fish coming from the bottom up. So I'm hoping there's something that's tucked in there that maybe we can pick up, but time will tell. So far it's been a good morning. We've picked off I think 3, yeah, I think it was 3 smaller channels. Then we had a 6-pound blue, and then we had one that was about 12 pounds. So that's awesome. It's already been a good day. Most most days I come out, I usually catch 1 or 2 fish. I run bigger hooks. They're not huge hooks, 5 and 6s, you know, to try to alleviate those little channels and stuff. But wasn't working today. So I'm eating some beef jerky. It's kind of like smoking at a restaurant back in the day. You used to fire up a cigarette and then your food would come. So I'm hoping if I eat some beef jerky, maybe I'll get a bite, because I don't want to get one right now, but we'll see how that it works out. I'm making that turn that I was talking about. I ran perpendicular, come up to it. Probably going to have to mind a few things, but all said and done, if I don't move stuff too much, I should be okay and not get tangled up. But we'll see, because I made a sharp turn. I almost made a 90, but there's a shelf that comes up right here, and right along that wall. And I'm trying to get the outside planer board to run on that and maybe pick one up. And the more inside planer board, I'm gonna try to get it in that little groove as it turns up into that flat. But nothing ever goes as planned. You know how it is. It's just wing it. And so I'm gonna mind these and make sure they don't get crossed up. I don't know if you can see them or not. Nah, you can't see them, but there's 2 of them that I'm kind of worried about. I may have to reel those in and get those untangled, but time will tell. So we are on that ledge right out from that rock face that I was talking about, and this one is a decent fish. Not crazy big, but it's decent. I don't even know if you can see me in that shot or not, but it's definitely got this tip bent over. But these are medium action. I mean, you know, you can have a mosquito land on these suckers and they'll make it look like you got a whale. But they're fun to fish with. And down over there. I'm gonna have to Come on in here. I might can get him to come around this way. Come on. Another fighter. He's about 12 pounds too. It's almost like those fish are mad. Don't know what they're mad at. Me for catching it, I guess. Come on up here. Looks like a female. Got an arrow head. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now, dog. It ain't but about 10 pounds. That's all right. 10 pounds is 10 pounds. For once, that circle hook worked out for me and did what it was supposed to and went right in the corner, which is great. All right. Ready to take a picture? Let's take a little picture. The 10 is probably about 8. Pretty fish. It's got some pinks in it. I like those one that have the pink in them. I don't know why they did. Ooh, straight down. I don't know why they. Am I hung? Oh, we were talking. I got hung up. Or is that a monster? Oh. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back and pick some stuff up. That's okay though. Catch you in a minute. So I went back and pulled up on the rods. Went back to get this planer board. Still playing with it. Trying not to lose my rig, but you know, if you're dragging boards, this is going to happen a lot. I've been dragging boards for catfish for probably about 5 years now, and I've probably gotten hung up only maybe 20 times, but it happens. So if you're dragging and you're feeling bad because you're getting hung up or something, maybe you ought to try some different dragging weights. Maybe you ought to try longer leads. If you've got a short lead, of course, it's going to stay closer to the bottom. And if you've got a long lead, it's going to be further from the bottom. So like an 8-10 inch lead would, you know, wind up being like 20 inches, 25 inches off the bottom, compared to you know, if you've got something like a 26-inch lead, it's probably going to be about 30 something off the bottom. So I mean, I don't know the exact math on that, but you know, if you're running a Santee rig, that float, you know, is going to float it, float your bait up off the bottom. But I think I got my rig back. No, I don't know. Just now got up here where I can kind of go to the back side of it and try to do something with it. All right, we'll see if we get it back. Yeah, so we've been tearing it up, but it looks like that it's slacked off a little bit. We hadn't been out here long. It's 10:20, so realistically, we didn't start fishing probably about 10 after 8, something like that. So we haven't been out here long at all, and to catch 6 fish, that's great actually. There's a bunch of shad popping out here. Looks like maybe some hybrid are chasing them. I wish you guys could see that. It's actually pretty. But there's a ledge that's right here that is the edge of the river, and I'm gonna pull up it. I fish this area, but I usually fish further down. There's a steeper ledge that's down here, and there's a creek that comes in right here, and I didn't notice it till today that it actually drops off into some deeper water. So I'm gonna pull through it and see if I can't actually pick up a fish or two in the mouth of that creek where it comes into the old river channel. That would be great if I could, because I hadn't really used that technique. I'm still learning. Everybody learns something new every time that they go out fishing, and that's something that I haven't really done a lot, is just go to creek mouths where they flow into the main river channel and look and see if there's something setting up there. Usually what I do is I put in and I start scanning, and I come across contours, and I'll look and I'll see what depth the bulk and majority of the fish are setting in, and then I'll look for the same depth throughout the lake, and where that it might be, where that I have a consistent range of depth like that, where I can pull through it and hopefully pick off some fish. And so far that technique has worked out for me. It doesn't always work out though. There's been a few instances where that I've went out and tried to do that, and it's like it wasn't working, and I actually pulled up onto a flat or something and was able to pick some fish off. And so sometimes you have to change things up when your original plan isn't working, and sometimes you don't only have to have a plan A or a B. You also need to have a plan C. There's fish feeding everywhere around here. I don't know if you can hear them splashing or not, but they're just not biting my bait. I guess I need to get this perch rod back in the water. I had picked it up a while ago when that fish came up the middle, and I don't know if I got that on film or not, but this rod was in the way and I moved it. And maybe if I can pick up a few perch or white bass, maybe that'll help us out a little bit today. So somehow I managed to get off course, not paying attention, eating beef jerky. And so I got off of the ledge and into the main river channel, and I'm trying to get back on course. I don't know if that happens to you guys or not, but told you that I can't multitask too well, so I guess I can't eat beef jerky and drive at the same time. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't have that much weight on that rod for it to bend like that, and that's a heavy rod. Oh, I think we got one on there. I felt a head shake. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. I'm going that way, but I want to go this way. Since you guys are out here, you know what I mean? Come on. Come on. Okay. Oh, we got another one going too. Oh, he's tangled up. So maybe he's not as big as I thought he was. He's in another line. Yep, he's in another line. It's going to be a big mess. It happens. But you know what? For a decent fish, I'll take it. It looks like he's maybe 10 or 12 pounds. Somehow he got that planter board on the other side, and I'm dragging him and the dead guy. Oh, and he's rolling in it too. He is making a mess. A mess. All right, big guy. Come on. Come on. Head down. See, I can't go head down because you're messing with me. Like I said, what a mess. Come on. Yeah, I got you that time. I think I might have been lucky enough just to get that one board hung up. He's pretty nice. It's not going to open up. It's okay. I promise you guys will get to see him here in a minute. I about got it that time. I know. Here, let's unwrap your whisker. He's got his whisker tangled up and everything in these lines. All right. I know. You'll be free in a minute, and I can clear this mess out. All right, go. Let's turn it around here where you can see this joker. There he is. He's pretty nice. He's probably 15 pound or so. Pretty fish. I'll let you go in a minute, buddy, I promise. Safety first, kids. Get the trip hazards out the way. One more look. Nice. All right, you ready? I know you are. Go on. See you later, bud. All right. That one also made the trip. That one was a little bit bigger than the other one that we caught. And like I said, I have a problem multitasking. So we need to get back on course. I love how these guys that just put up these buoys around their dock, you know, like it's a no wake zone. to where nobody can even come close to the dock to fish, especially dragging. Probably HOA. Thanks, HOA. Yeah, so if you guys are ever in Conover, North Carolina, stop by Patriot Beef Jerky. What brought them to mind is I was eating this Old Trapper, which is good beef jerky. They've come a long way for cheap beef jerky. But if you want something that'll just blow your mind, it'll make your taste buds go into a seizure. Go see Mark up there at Patriot Beef Jerky in Conover, and he's got about 6 different flavors, and it's the best beef jerky I've ever had in my life. I'm a connoisseur of sorts when it comes to beef jerky, but I'm also cheap. There's a fish on that. There's no way that's swimming to the middle like that. There has to be a fish on that. That makes no sense. And I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm still not feeling it. Ah, I'm in another line. Now it makes sense. See, it happened. Don't know how it happened, but it happened. I did make a turn earlier, so maybe that's what it was when I made the turn. I got wrapped up in this other board, or it could have been for the last fish that we caught. It pulled that inside board across. It may have got this one as well. It just wasn't showing, because I did let it back out, just go back into its place. So let's see what's up. No, I got a head jerk. I have got a head jerk. I'm gonna try bringing it in on this side. So I wasn't crazy. So a fish has obviously tightened up its drag a little bit. I don't know if you can see that planer board back there or not. It's the same one it got caught before. That's my lucky planer board right there. Yeah. Come on, big guy. So the last 2 fish that I've caught got caught in that same planer board. That's pretty crazy. I'm not even going to worry about following the path I was trying to follow anymore. If I'm catching fish, heck with it. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, that's a tangled mess right there. About like the other one. Straighten up, baby. Woo-wee. This is a pretty fish. It looks like it's a male, small one, 8-9 pounds. But we have a mess. We could have, hey, we could have a mess of fish, but we've got a mess. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? All right, enough clowning. All right, guys, we'll get you back in the water in just a second. That hook did exactly what it was supposed to do and go right to the corner. Look at what a beautiful fish that is. Isn't that pretty? All right, let's get it back in the water. Woo-wee, that thing was feisty, man. As soon as it hit the water, all I seen was tail. Looked like a shark taking off. Okay, so let's get this mess untangled right here. that's an awful weird way to check your bait and see if it's still got, see if it's still on there. But that's what I'm doing right now. This other one, something had picked it clean as well. For those of you that bank fish, you're probably wondering what did I keep doing, pushing my glasses down and looking at the center for and yada yada. But for one, I'm looking at my navigation to see if I'm on course, and two, I'm looking to see how fast that I'm going, because when the wind is blowing, it'll push you. And if it stops blowing you, you'll go too slow. If oh, I've got a mess. If it's blowing with you, you don't adjust your controlling motor. Sometimes it blows you too fast. I try to go between 5 and 7, 0.5 and 7 mile an hour when I'm dragging. That seems to be the sweet spot. I haven't had much luck at 0.8. Then again, I've got a old Lowrance, and it's probably not the most accurate in the world. It's one of those 7X HDIs, and I'm looking to upgrade. I want to get something with a 9-inch screen. I don't need a huge one. I've got a small boat, and I'm just out here having fun. I get out here a couple times a month at best. And like I said earlier, that's what's about having fun. You know, if you don't have the money to buy all the latest gadgets, that's okay. Get out there and fish. Give yourself a mental break. The world's hard enough as it is without worrying about what type of equipment that you have or trying to keep up with the Joneses. No offense to the Joneses. I know a few of them. Don't want them to arrest me. Not that he would. Josh is a good guy. Hey, Josh. Anyway, get out there and fish. Have a good time. If you can't get out, but if you're stressed out and you can't get out but 2 hours, sometimes that's enough to get you through a couple weeks, man. I mean, like I said, there's 2-3 months sometimes that goes by that I don't get to fish. You know, I try to get out twice a month, but on average it's once a month. And being out in nature, getting sun, getting your vitamin D, it makes you feel good. You know, being out in nature, seeing the birds fly around, hearing them chirp, seeing a fish splash in the water, even the motion of the water and stuff, you know, that's soothing. And I normally listen to music and stuff like that when I'm out here. You know, they say that music will spook the fish, but I tell you what, I've had some good hard house on, like DJ Irene, and it's almost like a thumper box. And you'll start seeing, you start getting some bites when you have that constant rhythm, boom, boom, 133 beats per minute. It's kind of crazy, but that's true. So we're going to drag this up to the end of the point, see what happens. Be back in a minute if we do something. Like I said, I hadn't been fishing in a while, and I was getting ready last night. My wife was watching some movies, and downstairs, and I decided that I'd make some more dragon weights. And I am super glad that I did, because I don't know where it went to. I just casted this one out that we had gotten all tangled up and stuff a while ago, and no dragon weights. So that wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Casted it, I was like, well, that felt funny, and I didn't hear no bloop. So try to get this weight on here. Recast this one out. That middle one keeps acting stupid. There may be a fish on this one right here. I don't know. We'll see in a second. Heard a sploosh that time. That's always a good thing, right? Could have also pulled across a log that gave it that pop like that, make it look like I had a bite. The back bobber is acting the same way now. Had a few pops. Yeah, I don't. I'm not suspended on the back bobbers that's out there. What I'm doing is I've actually got that as kind of like a line of vision as to see how far my lines are out. Of course, you can see if something hits it, it'll stand up. But you're paying more attention to the rod tip. I think there is one. Like I tell my buddy at work, maybe I'm retarded. No offense to people that take offense to that. But yeah, I just got it as a marker where I can see how far my lines is out, because I know my lines is about 35 foot out from that. So I run that middle one. I don't know if you can see that orange one or not. Can you see it? Maybe. Anyway, that orange one is about 35 foot out, and then 35 foot behind that's where I got my other float, and that's about how far down or out I've got my lines. So I've got them staggered, where that if I get a fish and they decide to pull one way or the other, that yeah, I was getting hung on something with both of them rods. It feels like. I think I'm off of it now. We'll see though. It's so tempting to reel on that and see if something's on it. I'm gonna wait and see what's up. If it pops up a couple times, it might be. If not, then I just got hung up. It's really hard to tell when you, a lot of times when you're out here and you've got planer boards and stuff. Just being honest, I've got a medium-sized planer board, and it takes a heck of a fish to move that thing around. If it's a small fish that's on there, that might take that thing for a ride for a half mile. There's been numerous times where that I reeled in and getting ready to move and had a fish on it. Me and a friend of mine was out not too long ago. Actually, it was my operations manager from work, and so we were getting ready to go home, reeled everything in, and we had crossed some stuff up earlier, and I actually, his line that he was reeling in ran up the one I was reeling in, and I was like, well, let me get this untangled. I had the hook all up in my hand, dude. I'm talking about, like, if that fish would have jerked, I'd have went to the deck when I wouldn't have went to the ER. I'd have wound up getting some of these snips right here and snipping in and pulling it back out. But, because I'm cheap, remember? Anyway, yeah, and so I got it all untangled and stuff and started reeling in. I got the float off of it, and I started reeling it up, and all of a sudden it just started going down, 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 down. I said, I think this thing's hung up on something. It's got a limb on it. It was straight under the boat. So I reeled it on up. There's a little 8-pound fish on there. Kind of crazy. True story. Okay, if we don't catch a fish up through here in the next 30 minutes, we're going to make a move. So, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have a planer board about half a mile to Georgia, it is, I'm talking about like 100 yards out there. I had checked it, put it back out, and left it out of gear, and it's ridiculously far. And so, you know, if you're out with somebody fishing and they do this, just know that they're having a good time. They forget about stuff, and you know, they're enjoying being out here. It's just, you can't, if you're fishing with 6 rods, man, sometimes it's hard to keep up with things. I tried to do it with 8 one time, and that didn't work out well at all. I was hung up every which way. But a friend of mine, Mike, and I had went out, and we had went out up to Lake Hickory. And actually, we had come down here first, and we got down here and the boat wouldn't start. So I wound up trying to jump it off and everything else. We had a broken wire, had to go back to the house, rewire everything. Went out going to Hickory. Went up to Lake Hickory, and so this was when I first started dragging and stuff, and I'm, you know, I'm probably going too fast and probably making too tight turns when I am turning. And I turned, and I'm talking about every single line that I had got tangled up. And I was so embarrassed, especially with somebody, you know, that you consider your friend and everything like that. It's crazy the kind of messes that you can get into out here. It wasn't too long ago I reeled in, and I swear it had to be women's hair. Now, I'm not going to say it was a body. It could have been some type of a grass that growed and was decaying, but it looked just like black women's hair. And so I was like, I didn't even want to touch it to get it off my line. But I mean, you know, when you're dragging like this, you don't know where it was at. You don't know where you picked it up at, you know, so it's not like you can call, you know, anybody to say, hey, come drag this area. There might be a dead body. You know, that's kind of morbid. But anyway, I said that to say this is there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens when you're out on the water. So we have got one on. Being quiet because I hope you can hear those cicadas. Can you hear the cicadas? I'm gonna bring this one to the side here. See if we can get it in. It's not a big one, I don't think. Didn't feel like one the way it hit. This one may be in another line as well, we'll see. Seems to be the pattern for today. Let's get tangled up and everything. That's okay. No, I'm not seeing it tangled up, so that's a good thing. Yeah, he's, or she is the little one, which is okay. We'll take the little one. It's a baby. That baby right there will grow up into be. Oh, I lost it at the boat. Oh, that happens too. So if you have that happen to you, no, you're not alone. But we're in a good area right now. Maybe we'll pick up one or two right here. We'll see. So we wanted to fish an area that we hadn't fished, that we've drove over. And I drive over this next area that we're going to a lot. I drive by it, drive over it. I don't fish it. It's a point that comes out. It's just shut it out in the middle of the water. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull straight up through here, across this point, and humps that's in the water, and we're going to make a turn like we did back there, perpendicular, and see if we can't just drag these planter boards that's on this side here right up along the outside of that edge. There's down trees, there's rocks, everything else, and I'm gonna try to just skim the outside of those. So hopefully as we're going by them, we might be able to draw some fish out of there that's up underneath those trees and get them to come out and bite. But we will see. I don't do a lot of anchoring. I should anchor up. You know, my weak spot is flathead fishing, and I've caught, you know, a couple baby flatheads, yada yada yada. But that's what I need to focus on as far as catfishing, is to try to catch more flatheads and change my fishing technique up. It's so easy to do what you're used to doing and not getting outside of the box and trying something new. We all should try something different, and especially on a day like today, there's no pressure on, there's nobody with me. I'm out here having a good time. My wife's got a few things to do. I took off from work. I had a vacation day that I needed to burn anyway. And so it's a good opportunity to try something different. And I want to make this video, you know, about, you know, how many times do we pass over places that, you know, that are going to hold fish because we're heading to our favorite spot. And I am 100% guilty of that, because it's nice to try to repeat the same things that have happened on prior days. You know, oh, I did this way, and I did that way, and I drug this in this direction, and I had good results. And so that's what we're going to do today. You should be able to go out every day and judge the situation, judge the barometric pressure, judge the wind. That's one thing that I've really got into and started doing a lot, is to watch the wind and see where that the wind is blowing the plankton, seeing where the bait fish are going. Look, you know, if nothing else, it's going to tell you which side of the lake to fish. Because if you've got a west wind, you know, fish that, and it's been going for 3 days, fish that west side of the lake, or the north side of the lake, south, whatever, south side of the island. You know, if there's an island that you like to go and fish, and you know that it holds fish, you know, and the wind's been blowing from the south, go to that south side and fish that area. You're going to catch something. It may not be huge, but you won't get skunked. You know, I was watching the wind this week, and it was blowing west, so I was like, you know if I fish the west side, that I'm gonna catch something. And so I started thinking about where's places that I hadn't really, you know, I knew was there, but I hadn't honed in on, that I drove over, that was on the west side. And so that's kind of what I'm doing, is all this over here is on the west side. But right now I'm turning around, and I'm actually going east. But that's the way that this jut runs out that I was telling you about, that I just drive by, go around it, and then go up and hit a creek that's coming through a flat. There's a hawk flying. Absolutely awesome and beautiful out here today. Thank you, Lord, for that beautiful scenery. But yeah, there's just so much stuff that you don't think about that actually comes into play. A friend of mine, Brandon, he was talking about the barometric pressure, you know, and how that, you know, when a front's coming in, that it can turn fish on or off. And it's true, you know. I have found if a front's coming in, that they will feed up before that front comes in. And because I guess they don't know how bad the storm's going to be when they feel that pressure change. When you've got high pressure, it really bothers them, and it makes them want to go deeper. And with low pressure, once it comes out of that high into a low, they want to go shallower. And sometimes it's not like a lot. I mean, you might be in an area where that you've only got 25 foot of water. So you might be talking about a 10-foot change, you know. But where we're at, it can be kind of drastic because, you know, at the bottom end of the lake, we've got 100 foot of water or better. And so it can be a drastic change there. On the upper end here, you know, it may be 5 foot. But you know, you can fish those different contours. You can look on your map and say, okay, you know, we've got high pressure that's coming in. It's going to drive them deeper. Instead of being on the top of the ledge of a 10-foot drop, they might be down in the bottom of it, you know. So I'll give you a good idea as to where to look. Wind, barometric pressure. I even look at the tidal charts and stuff like that, and the moon phases. And the moon phase really does matter. Like this morning, for instance, the minor fishing time for today was from like 7:30 to 9:30. We caught most of our fish then. We picked that one bigger fish off. It wasn't in that time frame, but you know, that could have been I just hit it in the head, you know, because it's turned off. We had 6 fish within 2 hours, and now it's turned off, and it's 11:42. It's almost 12 o'clock, you know, and so the major biting time today is supposed to be between 2 and 3. I may not stay out that long. I've had a good day, caught 2 decent fish. Took the day off. Want to spend some time with my wife. But we'll see if they start biting before 2, and I can fish up into 2. I might do that too. But you know, you just have to play it by ear. But like I said, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration on a day, from, you know, even if it's overcast or not. Just, you know, get out there, do the best you can, think about things, pre-plan your day, have a plan A, B, C. If this doesn't work, you know, you're going to do this. If this doesn't work, do that. And you'll wind up having a better chance of success. You know, always pre-plan your trips and do the best you can. Might look up and get a boat bite here in a minute. A lot of times when a boat comes by, the waves will cause the rattles that's on the lines to rattle, and I think that it draws fish in and create a bite. We got around that jut that I was talking about. It sticks out north-south, and there's a creek right here, creek mouth, and so I started over there on the back side of that point, about 100 yards this side of it, which is about where we're at. It's where the creek mouth's at, and so I'm pulling through that creek mouth, and I'm coming up on the other side of it and going across, and I'm gonna pull a ledge that's there. But I hadn't tried creek mouths, so I'm gonna see how that pans out. Looks like I got one going off over here. Might have been hung. I think so, because that other board's acting like that as well. Hoping to see one get smashed on camera. Wouldn't that be great? One just get hammered. But it never works out. It's kind of like one of those things, you know. Oh, while the camera was turned off a while ago, my wife called, and I was talking to her, and we caught another fish. It's a blue, probably about 8 pounds, and I don't know if that puts us at 7 or 8 today. I lost count, but it's been a great day. It's just now 12:14, so we started fishing, got on the water just a little bit before 8 o'clock. I think when we actually stopped and where we were, when we got where we was going to go to, it was like probably 8:15. So that's about 4 hours worth of fishing, and so that's a real good catch rate, 2 per hour. I mean, you can't complain about that, even if a couple of them were dinks. If you go back and count, I'm pretty sure it's 7 on there that you can see. I really hate that that little one come off, because that little channel was a pretty channel. It had a lot of spots on it. It was golden color that popped off. So we're gonna finish up this pool right here and see what happens. And if nothing happens within the next 30 minutes or so, we're heading to the house. So we came out today. We fished some areas that we would normally just drove over. And so we had a good day today. We had about 2 fish in our catch rate, which isn't too bad. Fished about 4.5 hours. And we're getting ready to wrap it up and take it to the house. Just remember that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and God bless you, and I hope you have a good time. Thanks for tuning in.